Morning, Nick. How's everything?
I'm good, you.
Good to see you, man. I wanted to first ask about the fact that you've been starting at the four this season after being a traditional wing for the majority of your career. Some would say that the four position is more of a wing position now. You're going up against Zion Williamson tomorrow night, who is anything but a traditional size wing. It will be your first matchup. So how do you see yourself preparing for that matchup, both on the court and physically?
Physically, I don't think I have time to get ready for that guy in 24 hours. so, so now we just have to now get ready mentally. He's a great young player, so I have to find a way to. I don't know. Now I can't do it by myself. It can be a teamwork for sure, but it's not easy to contain a guy like that. But I'm gonna try to do my part to make him work as much as possible and really trust my teammate to have my back sometimes.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Law. We'll go next to Jamie Maggio.
Hey, Nick. Just curious, 11 games in, wondering what you can say in regards to the progress the team has made in terms of learning the strengths and the weaknesses of playing with one another, and also specifically how that benefited Lou Williams in the last game out.
It's been a strange season for everybody, but that was a short training camp. Now we have Marcus back for 3 games only, so we already had the full team for only a week now. It's been a new coaching staff, new players like Kenny, myself, with Serge and Luke. So, still working process for all of us. But we had a lot of different games. We got a game we're up 20, we lost the lead. We had a game we're down 20, we won the game. We have a lot of different games. But I think that's a big learning process for us to the first 10 game. I don't think every game was different. That's good, actually. I think for us to learn to get to know each other. So, so far so good. I mean, we have bad games, got very bad games, got a good couple of games, good game and great games too. So, 7-4 is not bad. It could be better, but it's not bad, and we keep moving forward.
And then how specifically did that help maybe Lou Williams in the last game out?
Yeah, I mean, Lou was great. No, of course we need that. We're going to need that. We're going to need him like every game. We know who he is. I mean, one of the best, if not the best 6-man ever. So, and we're going to have a guy like that who can just came in and get you 20, 25 points like that. That's amazing. And, he's been there. He's not the system. He's not the league. And he's well respected in the team, in the league. So, and the game he had last game, he was great on defense as well. I think he got a couple steals, he got a big bucket for us. And we're going to need that Lou to be a great team.
Thank you. We'll go next to Miriam.
Hi, Nick. Hope you're doing well.
Hi. Yes, thank you.
Good. I have a Kobe question for you real quick. I know you had lots of opportunities to compete against him, and I read that you grew up watching him play in France. I wonder if there's anything about him or his game that really sort of impressed or inspired you or found its way into your game and your approach to the sport.
The way he sees the game, the way he approaches the game, the way he played the game, it was pretty amazing. Every time I had to face him, that was kind of a nightmare to play against that guy. He was my first ever matchup. My really first NBA game was against the Lakers. When I came in, the first play I had to add was to guard Kobe. My first rep in the NBA was to guard Kobe. So I got the good and bad memories at the same time, but that was great, when you face one of the best. And I always respect that guy, I always have respect, and I miss him. We all miss him, but it's been an honor. It's been great to really be in the same court sometime with this guy and play against him. That was huge.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Miriam. We'll go next to Farbot.
Hey, Nick, I kind of wanted to piggyback off of that a little bit. I remember at some points Kobe and Pau Gasol would, speak Spanish to each other on the court, so other people, their enemies, wouldn't, find out. Is that something you and Serge have discussed, where you would both speak French so that the opposing teams wouldn't forget what you guys are saying, so you could kind of...
Every game, literally every game we did that. We do that, and I think it was in Phoenix where we were on the free throw situation, and we're talking in French, and Jay Crowder look at us. It was like, it should be illegal to do that. I mean, we use it as an advantage sometimes to. I mean, sometimes we can say stuff people can really understand, especially like do some modification on defense. So we're gonna still doing it for sure. We're still doing it.
Thank you. We'll go next to Melissa Rowland.
Hey, Nick, with obviously COVID exploding, especially here in LA, and so many games being postponed, I'm curious, what's your comfort level right now with going out and playing?
You know, it's a weird situation for everybody. But, you know, when you go out there, you don't really think about it because you start the game like, okay, if we play the games, that means nothing's wrong with anyone who's in there in the arena, so it should be okay to go out there and play. So far we've been pretty lucky. We don't have to face it. So, I mean, I just trust the NBA and the process of the NBA doing a great job. And for me, like, if we play the game and each individual on the court, that means they're safe, they didn't have it. So I'm trusting the process, I guess.
Thank you. Next up, Justin Russo.
Hey, Nick, good morning.
Morning.
The team currently is a bottom 5 team when it comes to pace, and you guys operate in the half court almost as much as any team in the league. How do you feel about the team's pace so far, and would you like to see it be a little faster, or is this fine for now?
I mean, I think it's fine. I think the efficiency on offense is pretty amazing as well. So we're not really the fastest team, but I think we're really efficient. In that end, maybe what you want the most is to be efficient on offense. And I heard a stat, I don't know if it's still the case, I think we're number 1 of passes per game, not assists, but the number of passes we're doing during the game. I think we're number 1 at some point. I think we're still top 5. So that shows like the way we want to play as a team. And we don't want to rush anything. So maybe, yeah, we can run a little bit more, be more faster for sure. We're going to have to adjust and do that. But I mean, we want us to play together and be efficient and play smart basketball and good basketball, and it works so far. So we'll see.
Thanks, Justin. We'll go to Tomer next.
Hey, Nick, good morning.
Morning.
I'm just curious, given that, you know, LA's coronavirus restrictions are pretty strict. You're new to the city, new to the team. I'm curious, how has your adjustment been, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what do you do in your free time right now in LA? And then how have you been able to, you and the team, to mesh together, build more chemistry, build the bond, and communicate during this time?
No, like, it's easy to bound because we have a lot of practice time. We stick together a lot on the road as the same as well. So we've been on the road a lot the last 10 days. And so it's quite easy to band with those guys because we have the same goal. So it's not difficult, actually. And just when I got a free time, you know, I got a 8-month wife pregnant. So she's 8 months pregnant. So the baby's going to come soon. So we don't really do anything crazy, just while waiting until the baby comes up and show up pretty soon. So, you know, I just spend time with my wife and my son so far. And, you know, I think the weather is good, so we can go in my backyard and spend the time in my backyard, but we don't do crazy stuff. We're pretty safe about it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Looks like we'll have time for probably 2 more. Next up, Kahari.
Hey, what's going on, Nick? Just going to follow up about just the coronavirus. How are you guys, how's you and the team dealing with on a mental health perspective? You know, just having to, you know, not having the same amount of time to warm up like you all did in previous seasons and things of that nature, and then have to like stay separate from each other. You guys can't bond like you like to connect. Can you elaborate on that?
You know, I mean, that's the same situation for everybody, not only for us. So, but we still find ways, you know, like I said, in practice, after practice, we stay maybe longer in the locker room to talk to each other after the game as well, especially on the road. Like in San Francisco, remember, in San Francisco, we maybe stay an hour after the game in the locker room just talking with each other. So we still find ways to bound, and you really have to adjust. No, everybody has to adjust because the situation at the time we're living in is pretty crazy, but we still find ways to regroup and spend time together.
Thanks, Kahari. Last question, we'll go back to Miriam.
Hey, Nick. So I just wanted to ask you made a big three late last game and the bench just went wild and your teammates, exploded and you tweeted about it afterwards. So I just wonder what's it been like with these guys? You enjoying them?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I have this question a lot, and I wasn't there last year, so I don't really know what happened, and I don't really care. Actually, all that matters for me is this team this year. Like the group is great. Chemistry is amazing. I think Tyler and this group did a good job, like to make sure like this group live well together, and we're doing it so far. We got great leaders. Kawhi, PG, and Lou doing a great job. Make sure like we all good. Pat Bev as well. We got guys who just want to be together and love to be with each other. That's it.
Yeah, and sort of what's been your contribution in that regard?
I'm not like the craziest guy on earth for sure. I just try to make sure like everybody like have a good time together, and I just want to fit in with those guys and make sure everybody's well.